Hi, it's Rockin Robyn Lane here on Jersey's Rat Radio, 95.9 The Rat. Welcome to Rat TV. We're here to introduce you to a brand new band. They're called Black Sunshine, and we want to know a little bit more about you. This is Matt Reardon, and Matt is a former pro extreme skier who turned to music. Was it during the course of your career?
I'm actually back on the international team. I still ski professionally. It's just my sponsors are very backing of me doing my other passion. They've always loved that I play music and kind of always brought me out to different trade shows and stuff that way, and it's just blossomed more and more. And so, yeah, it's a nice opportunity to move into another career and be able to write music for soundtracks like ski films, which moves on. And yeah, it's a nice progression. Very fortunate, actually.
You had some very humble beginnings. I understand that you lived in a trailer and then sort of ventured out into the world to sort of make your mark on the world. How'd that all start?
I grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana, and it's funny, you know, a publicist and people are going to spin everything, so I'll be honest with you, it wasn't like I was living in the dirt. But, yeah, my dad actually lost everything when I was a very young kid, and we were 4 kids. My mom worked 3 jobs, my dad was always out on the road, and, you know, growing up in Louisiana, growing up in the South, I think the South teaches you really good family values, good fundamentals, and kind of a good hard working ethic. And somewhere around high school I moved up to Connecticut with my aunt and uncle so my dad could start, you know, he wanted to get out of the South and get into a different career, and I was fortunate enough to in high school go skiing once with my uncle. So
and it turned into a pro career.
Yeah, I was hooked from the word go, and I watched one of those Warren Miller films and I said, wow, I'd really like to do what those guys were doing on the film. I was just, you know, a young kid, very impressionable, and I just went for it. You know, I worked every day and every night at it. So, yeah.
Now, how an accident ended your professional skiing career? How long ago was that?
It wasn't so much an accident. I went into a hospital in France. I had torn a piece of meniscus in my knee, and I don't know if everybody knows what a staph infection is, but you get it in the hospital, and it can take your life pretty quickly. And I was in a situation where they're like, if it spreads, we're going to have to amputate your leg, and, you know, it can't go any further than it is. So what they did was they opened me up like 6-7 times and kept cleaning it out, and I was lucky enough to keep my leg, and, you know, they said I would never walk correctly again. I definitely was never going to ski again, and I think the power of your mind and determination says a lot for, you know, people like Lance Armstrong I look up to, where they said, oh, you're not going to do this, and look what he turned out to do. So.
And then you formed this great group, Black Sunshine. Could you introduce your band to us, please?
Absolutely. This is one of my longest, dearest friends, Mr. Matt Toast Young on percussion. Matt and I met at an open mic in Chuckey, California, in Lake Tahoe about 15 years ago, and we've been playing ever since.
Where are you from?
I grew up in Chuckey. Yeah, it's a small city right outside of Lake Tahoe.
Right on.
And yeah, I was in a band there, and that's where I met Matt.
And now you're joined at the hip, right?
Yeah.
And?
Literally. That was awesome.
Okay.
And Chris and I had a small record deal when I came back from Europe, and it based me in Arizona, and the record deal went away, but I got a great chance and opportunity to meet a great friend and comrade, Chris Serafini. He's from Pennsylvania, but he's been in the Arizona music scene, and he was in a band called Pollen on Wind Up Records, and I walked in, honestly, I saw a concert that he did, I said, hey, that guy can play bass. And he's a great singer as well, and just a fun all-around team. And yeah, and Jeff Flannery is one of the most multi-talented instrumentalists people I've ever met in my life. I met him in Florida, in Key West. Just randomly, I had a gig going on at Laguna Seca Raceway, and it was a well-paid gig, and I needed a guitar player because our guitar player left to join the Miley Cyrus camp.
Oh, well, I'm sure he's doing well.
Yeah, he said, he's like, I got this gig, and I think it's going to be a good one. And I was like, who's Hannah Montana? He's like, no, I think it's a really big deal. I'm like, well, cool. And it just worked out. And when I met Jeff, he was on stage. He had been playing violin that night, bass, and then he picked up a guitar and he sings. When he picked up a guitar, I thought I was seeing double. He is truly just a talent, and good people, good family style, everybody in the band.
Wonderful, and welcome to the Rat, gentlemen. Thank you for coming, really. How long have you been together as a band?
Off and on 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to move, and you're going to show our listeners what you can do. Ladies and gentlemen, Black Sunshine on Rat TV.